Hi, this is Darren Hall from bettingsystemnotes.com. Just a very brief video to show you how the Champions League has yielded us some champion profits this week. Just been trading the two semi-final games, Barcelona Real Madrid and the Manchester United Schalke game. And you'll see that the profits we obtained just using a couple of the strategies within the software, using minimum stakes, actually yielded us enough profit to purchase the system outright. So as I say, it was a fantastic week, and I'm just going to have a quick run through exactly how we achieved the profits using the two different strategies. Now you can see the screen in front of us here. We've got the this is our screenshot of our profit from the Barcelona Real Madrid game on Tuesday night. You can see here we're green across all the scores, and this was after the second goal had gone in to make it 1-1 in the second half. The strategy we used was an old favourite of ours, the Adster Aperitif. There's some information about that actually on the site www.bettingsystemnotes.com. But essentially the strategy evolves around selecting games where you think there's going to be at least a couple of goals, and we look to cover the 2-1 scoreline and a little bit on the 2-2 as well, and we have some insurance on the 0-0 or the under 1.5 goal market, depending on your particular preference. So now the stakes and everything else are obviously all explained within the software. Basically, as the game unfolded, I mean, we had actually already secured a free bet doing one of our particular match betting offers earlier in the day. So we actually had a free €25 bet. So we put that on the 0-0, and we then put stakes of £50 and £5 on the 2-1 and 2-2. Obviously it was 0-0 at half time, so that effectively enabled us to reduce a lot of our liability. I mean, any sort of goal in the first half would have caused the 2-1 scoreline to have dropped down to a position where we could have again reduced some of our liability and then wait for a second goal to go in to then realise the actual profit within the trade. Obviously there were no goals in the first half, but because we had over £150 cover on the 0-0 scoreline, then we greened that out, and that allowed us to reduce our liabilities all the way down to around about £6. We also took some of the liability off of or some of the profit, which was stacked on the 2-1 scoreline as well. So we were able again to make that a very low risk trade for the second half. I mean, basically, as I say, we had a £6 liability overall on the second half of the actual game, so we were then able to really just sit back and let the game unfold. We did think, the way the second half had ended, that there were going to be goals. Barcelona had sort of turned the screw a little bit, and you've got to take a bit of a judgment as to what's going on. But worst case scenario, we were looking at a £6 deficit there. Duly, the first goal arrived, so that enabled us to reduce our liabilities a little bit more, put us into a slight green position, and then, to be honest, the best scenario of all was the equaliser, which made it 1-1, and that allowed us then to take the rest of the profit that we actually had there and pull it out to make a green across all the particular score lines. So you can see from the initial stakes we had, this is almost 50% return on investment in terms of what we'd actually put into the game to start off with. The free bet that we'd secured from the that we put on the 0-0, we picked that up for less than £4. So we've realised, £22 profit. So just by doing that, you're already over halfway to being able to go in and purchase the system, or to get the Betting System Notes software to pay for itself outright. So that was the first game in a week, and as I say, a very favourable outcome, and we'll move on to the second game now. Okay, on to the screenshot from game number 2 on our Champions League double header from this week. Man United against Schalke. Obviously a comprehensive victory for Man United, but our profits were secured long before the fourth goal went in, thanks to probably our favourite strategy of all, certainly one we've been making the most profits with over the second half of the season, which is the Clint strategy, the so-called, because it was a strategy with no name. So Clint was a good one, which was come up with by the Trading Football guys who actually produce all the strategies for us. So you can see here, this is our position in the game after the second goal had gone in, and we had a £36.85 pence profit there on the over 2.5 gold market. Essentially the Clint strategy, again, we're looking for games where a reasonable home favourite, all the criteria again and staking ideas are laid out in the software, but we're looking for games where we've got a home favourite. I think there's going to be at least 2 goals again. But the favourite is strong enough that they're going to carry the game over the 2.5 goal margin. Naturally, with all the strategies as well, we do have insurance, so there's an insurance on the under 1.5 goal market, and also within the correct score market tends to usually be on the 1-1, just in case the underdog actually scores first. So yeah, we took that position. We saw the lineup. Again, it was a big change, 9 changes I think to the Man United side, but Schalke had to go for it, so there was going to be open spaces anyway, whichever way round it particularly panned out, but we could only really see one winner in this particular game, and there were going to be goals because the side trailing 2-0 had to go for it at some stage of the game, so immediately it opened up. So what it allowed us to do was we'd had our initial stakes on, it was all weighted on the over 2.5 goal market, so it was just really a case as the goals started to go in, we could just unload our liability. So we took a little bit off when the first goal went in. I mean, the second goal came sort of so quick. I mean, we'd had cover on the 1-1 scoreline, so obviously our under 1.5 goal and our 1-1 scoreline had immediately gone once it came 2-0 to United. So the sensible thing to do here was just to remove our liabilities on the under 2.5 goal market. I mean, we still had, I think that was around about 30 minutes, wasn't it? So it was still an hour to play for at least one more goal to go in. Didn't take too long. I mean, ironically, it was the away side that got the goal. We could have actually equalised the profit across the 2 score lines, but we just weighted it slightly because we could see the way the game was, totally open, and it was quite an enjoyable game to actually watch. But so we realised £36 profit there. We had a £10 stake on the under 1.5s and a £5 stake on the 1-1, so we're net there for around about £21. Think about the previous game, £22, so that's £43 profit. They are ostensibly the minimum stakes that you're going to be using with these trades anyway, and you can see there over 2 nights of watching football. I mean, in the United case, we only had to watch it for half an hour. In the game before, it was about an hour. I think when it went to 1-1, so 90 minutes of football has yielded over £40 of profit, and that pays for your software. So as I say, if you want to check out and see any more about the particular strategies we've used, there's some free videos on there as well, lots of information on the site. Then get over to www.bettingsystemnotes.com, check out all the stuff there, or just drop us a line, info@bettingsystemnotes.com, and we can send you any information that you actually need on the product. But like we say, these strategies are producing results and results time and time again. So with a big month of May in terms of just the sheer amount of football and high profile matches that are on, there's never been a better time to get your hands on this software, and you too could be looking at some champion profits yourself. Okay, till next time, goodbye.